guys, to everyone, it's Ada from Pause and Rock, and I'm really, really, really honored to have with me Archaon from 39. I mean, it's enormous because, I mean, everyone knows the band, everyone knows you. I'm just talking about, first of all, congratulations for these new releases,
Yep.
Ashes and Shadow Point, which is been released like a couple of weekdays ago, kind of, 10 days ago almost.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the latter one, the Shadow Point,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a week old, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's gained a lot of interest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, always the band has been under a lot of interest because you guys kept kind of the sound of that original black metal
Yeah. Yeah.
since the beginning. That's an aspect that I want to talk about, of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before of everything, who is Archaon? I mean, you have a background as well. I mean, apart being a member of the band, so a little bit of background. Since I mean, like when you started to think about starting with music instead, I don't know, being a journalist whatsoever, or being a cashier,
Mm-hmm.
and of
Well,
course,
mhm. Well, first off, yeah, I've been a musician for over 20 years. I mean, I started playing guitar at a really young age, but it was like semi serious, where we were playing mostly cover songs, etc. Like I think a very normal way to start off with in terms of the musical aspect when you start out, and eventually it got more serious. I found people that I wanted to write music with, and with time, yeah, you get more experienced,
yeah,
and you play concerts, and eventually, the fate wanted it so that I met this person that used to play in a band called Coldbrand later. A friend of mine back there who knew about 1349, and he was the one that put me in touch with them,
okay,
and yeah, that's how that started. So
yeah.
they
I,
had they had a demo. They had a demo at the time called
because
Chaos
it's
Preferred.
yeah,
But it was very rough, and only like it's back in the day where you record when you copied CDs.
yeah,
This time
okay,
back then when
yeah.
we burned CDs, and you made them manually. So it's quite some years ago, writing back
Right.
to 1999.
Like a couple of years back, a couple of decades ago. But of course, that was as well
Right.
like, I mean, you joined since the first album, you are in the band. So we can say you're,
Yes,
yeah,
on
because
all of the releases. Yeah, we
yeah,
we have been the
2003,
same. We have been the same lineup for
that's
all the
amazing.
releases. Mm.
What a beautiful thing to hear sometimes because I can speak freely about asking questions and say, maybe you should ask
Mm.
the singer, maybe you should ask to the other. I was in that album.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
but it's beautiful as well for you as well because that means that there is a beautiful friendship, I think, and a chemistry between all of you to be all of together
yeah, yeah.
every day. That's beautiful. Of course, the band, like I was saying to you previously, is really well known to have kept this sound of the literally the rough and the black metal at their real beginning without any type of other influences. So staying really with his own print. Now I don't want to say original because this is our just word. So I want to ask you as
Mm.
well, like how this choice, and as well, what do you think Mel is about the sound as black metal played in 1349?
Well, to be frank and honest with you about that, it was actually Raven, the vocalist,
Yeah.
that kind of chose that path because he
Okay.
he started the band together with Tjalve, our old
Yeah.
guitarist. He's the only member that has exited the band at some point. Apart from that, as mentioned, the lineup has been stable. We're still the same people, but back then, Raven was from his own expression. We was tired of the trend that we saw back then, because it used to be like a bit more a bit, we all remember the harsh and very hard version of black metal that was not supposed to be fit for everyone. You know, it was something that was supposed to be not so consumable, more controversial, and
Right.
it wasn't aimed at being liked in a way. So with those rough edges, the charm or the atmosphere that the music had was more authentic back in the day, and somehow got lost as with time people started experimenting and going more, populistic ways. They wanted to reach out to a broader audience with different kinds of tools, and some of these tools were, in many eyes, not very favorable for the style of black metal.
Yeah, for yourself.
And thus, that's from what he did mention to us on others, that he wanted the band to be pure, and that is something we all could embrace. It's I'd almost put it a bit more simple and say, just like you have the regular rock and roll thing with drums, guitars, vocals, and bass, and it might be simplistic way to attack it or to approach it. It might also be very pure, and at some point, rather than diluted the style, it was also about maintaining the the style's origin and the core of it.
Yeah, so that's what I think, that from, let's say, from Liberation to The Wolf and the King, there is still that sound in it, or slightly something changed as well. It could be even some more extra riff or some technical side. Still keeping that.
I mean, we all mature, right? It's a part of the evolution. It's
unless you don't find the youth, like the some formula for being young for life.
Yes, and also in terms of musically speaking, it's also to evolve as a musician and an artist, you need to try to maneuver in the right way, and it does not mean that you have to use each and every tool that comes on your way, but that's somewhat, with the right choices. I mean, the band can maintain its core values and its core existence, with also being able to progress and to expand and explore new territories.
Yeah, and that's something really, really interesting, and because you kept your own integrity in terms of music. Maybe the topic could change a little bit throughout of course, it's normal, like you said, but you kept the integrity, but a little bit with it, like you said, that growing up, changing, and a little bit, because it's normal, it's the change of life, it's the course of life, is normal. So that's really something that I think it's really keep made like 1349 one of those few bands that are really like loved since the beginning till today. I mean, you know better than me how big is your band, you know better than me. So yeah, how many people are drawn towards your music. So I'm one of them. So of course,
I'm happy, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
happy that people are with us.
Yeah, I have to say thank to Kathy Isari from Suspiria PR for making this interview possible. She's amazing. She's one of the best.
Yeah.
She's my favorite. I don't wanna. Let's keep it for us, of course.
That's great.
Like, I mean, of course, you had such an amazing releases throughout the years, but the upcoming releases is, like you mentioned, is gonna be out on October. So, but already we have Ashes of Ashes out, so the first single, which was released on May, and then now we have Shadow Point. Of course, I don't want to spoil the album, because let's leave it for later. the album, everything, so we can do another interview then. I leave it for now, like at least these two singles. Of course,
Yeah.
it came spontaneous to me to ask, like, what is the meaning between of these two singles, and as well how they can kind of reveal a little bit of what is about the album, at the coming album, in the lyrics.
Well,
yeah.
Mainly speaking for myself, my main operations and task in Third for Nine would be the musical compositions.
Yeah, of course.
And that is more exploring the darker side with in today's modern age with all the movements, you know, that we witness.
Yeah.
And without getting all political, because Third for Nine is not a politically orientated, or we are aware, but we're not really paying attention to
exactly.
that. In terms of music, we have other values that we are more interested in the dimension of creating art.
Yeah.
So, as for the lyrical concept, we have as has been normal, at least half of our catalog, more I think even, is Svartalv, our lyric contributor. He is writing insanely great pieces of dark poetry and arts.
Wow.
And it's really grabbing me, and I'm sure it will with you too when you read the lyrics. And some of it was also given some heads ups, I believe, by Raven, that he wanted us to, or he wanted the Svartalv to focus on alchemy as a subject.
Okay.
And yeah, it's interesting because you know, the fascination of evolving through a magical magic practices and more other dimensions than your everyday existence.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is more about the lyrical concept, and where Svartalv has got a really nice way of wording it, that in terms of words is very eloquent and aesthetical, and
which is not easy.
And it entwines a lot with the music that we write, and where I mainly composed most of the music, which is very dark art as well, and also has and that explores, of course, more than just getting stuck in the same routine and the same. The same path that the black metal, the way we know it in 2024, has been known for. So the conventional way of doing this is not appealing to me. The way where you have to do this, you have to do that, stay true to, you know, I am aware that what we should stay true to, because I am aware what's defining the style, but also it's in terms of being current and being interesting, even in your creational aspect. You have to have a bit of a open world mind to evolve.
Yeah, and I think that is not only something that is applied to the lyrics and the concept, is applied as well to as a human being, like not say for grabbing more audience, but I'd say for as well for you as a composer, as a writer. It's something that comes naturally, just to kind of let's say explore something and develop. I think as well, like you're a musician, so you know that better than me. I can just speak about just playing shamanic drum, or bass. That's how it could be.
Well,
but
it will also be a part of your everyday life. It's usually a part of all of our life. Is nobody is that unique, and nobody is eternal.
No,
you know, we are all here for a limited amount of time, and and
Yeah, unfortunately.
and then make the most out of it. Make the most out of it
Yeah.
with what you got, and in that aspect, you must be a ruler of your own world or your own dimension, not dictated by anyone or anything to a certain extent, you know.
Yeah, not by the society for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just by following your own truth, which I think is the best. And of course, you were mentioning like kind of this beautiful way of intertwining the lyrics with the music. So it comes from me spontaneous to ask how, if ever change the way of you compose the album throughout the years. Like for example, how is today one recording session or a composing session of 1349?
If I understand you right, yes, it has
Yeah.
somewhat slightly it's leveled out with the time, you know, in terms of who does what, and a little bit refined, I'd say. You know, in the beginning it was more like collages of riffs that, you know, you were so fully driven with just putting it together and playing that. And when you're at the youngest stage of the band, you have to thread some the territory, as we would say, to in order to find the right path, and eventually you'll find them perhaps clever ways to make it more refined and more delicate, and then the art usually is is perceived more of the same manner, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel that we've done that with each and every release. And as the cliche goes, I mean, why would you do it if it wasn't like that? Because you always want to make you better than where you were at, you know. In the event that you stagnate, there's absolutely no point of doing this. There's so many other things that you could try to do.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, speaking as well, like of you as well personally, Archaon, when you compose, because as well, you are a composer, a musician, and from a musician is always a composer. What is your main source of influence from the outside? That I'm not, because everyone is talking about, of course, and we were talking as well, like musical and whatsoever, but I think like in general, in music just can come from a movie, can grab from the real life, can come from, I don't know, nature, and could be, and books.
And absolutely, I mean, might be quite typical for at least this genre, but many more genres too.
Yeah. Nature
is such a vast expression, and it's so big for me to comprehend, and this is affecting your mind both within and outside what you create. I mean, if you create other stuff, you know, if it's poetry, if you paint or whatever you do, it's of course music. Some people that are doing more sports for a living, you know, is still the nature element will have a huge impact, and also somewhat maybe cleansing for the mind. I would definitely feel that's something that I use nature for myself. I always had a close connection to nature since I was a child. We were growing up in Norway. You know, we have huge forests. We have the
beautiful
colder winter times and the hot summer. So you get contrasts throughout the year, big vast contrasts, and I think that goes for all of us in the band. That you know, you are faced with these ingredients in your everyday life, and they will affect you.
The black and the white.
Yes, it's the yin and yang of nature, and
exactly.
And the opposite. Yes, and that is has to be mentioned as a huge reason for, well, the ingredient in terms of inspiration. Absolutely, movies as well. I mean, I do watch movies whenever I have time. It's not always, you know. It's the moment I try to make time, and when um, when I watch a good movie, yeah, it might move you.
Yeah,
Movie that moves.
me too. Yeah, for sure.
And can be a book, can be anything, can be
There's
other sorts of arts. And
okay, so in general, arts, any type of a form of art
yes, I would
that can
say.
influence, yeah. But there's something that since we are so picky, I'm gonna be picky tonight. Something that really, literally, as a human being, as a yourself, that not
Mhm.
only shaped you in a as a musician, but as the human being you're today. That could be anything, could be, let's say, a book or a movie. Let's say a book and a movie. Every time is music. I want to say a book and a movie tonight. That really like it's like I wouldn't be the same without them.
I would easily say the first two Omen movies.
Okay.
Omen from you know,
Yeah.
especially the first one. Um, Not because I mean you can find more disturbing images if that's what it's about, you know, today's. But the
Yeah.
old first Omen movie, it's got something to do just like the psychological aspect of it. It's
Exactly.
like or even more known movie like Signs of the Lambs, you know, just something that creeps up on you
Yeah. That involved the
and that moves you so much that you know something that you haven't
yeah.
experienced in a while when you can get that emotion through an external channel like a movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Then I'm sure you've seen the movie Seven.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, just like when that last scene that when he gets that head in the box, you know, it's like
My
it's
yeah,
um, it's a very surprising element that
as
that
well the
moves a lot
monologue. Yeah, but as well the monologue.
and also
Yeah, of Kevin
yes.
Spacey. It's amazing. One of the best
Hmm.
monologue of the
Hmm.
theater movie. Beautiful, beautiful movie. Yeah.
Absolutely, and highly makes you think a lot in after having seen it. You know, you will still
Yeah.
process it for a while,
Yeah.
and that is
Something
few
that
examples
yeah, something that
on other art on the other arts that
yeah.
inspires.
Yeah.
As for the nature bit, then it's you know be just being outside
Let's
in the
say it.
different times of the
Yeah.
day or year.
Yeah, let people say to the people, go outside, live outside the social
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Very
yeah.
important.
Yeah, of course. So of course, what let's say for what we can say about the album, let's say we have these two singles, right? So already released. There's gonna be some other releases before the album is gonna be out. So the fan can expect us can expect something like another
Well,
single.
at least one more
Okay.
another single video.
Okay.
Yes, there will be one
Okay.
released in a little bit less than a month. I think in
Okay.
August
Okay. 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 So
it's coming another one. So
we can search
I
into.
don't want to say too much about that
No,
because
no,
it's
of
like that's
course.
going to be very interesting. That's going to be very
Okay.
interesting for ourselves
Really?
as well because we are really proud of the way this album you know ended up. We were worked really hard on it and
Yeah.
to see that we managed to get something as great as what it became
Yeah.
in our eyes. It's going to be very interesting to see how people perceive it externally.
Yeah.
Like on the outside, it's going to be great to see because there are definitely new elements in here that are going to be provoking for
Oh,
some, and purists will probably hate. I mean, you have to get used to that in today's day and age. You know, it's like
the-
haters hate, and it's fine.
yeah, I was
Who
saying
cares?
that. And sometimes bad
So,
advertising is good advertising all the time.
yeah, true.
But
But it's always good to hear the if you're not looking for the shock effect of things, but you know for the more open-minded the
yeah,
open-minded angles, then it's always always I think more or very interesting to try new solutions that will work in the same dark aspects that you're used to.
We can, but always like in the always kind of subject, we can feel and hear something that's gonna be, let's say, like you said, shocking or something in the sound and in the lyrics as well. So in both.
I would say absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
There are surprising elements both in music as well as in lyrics. That's for sure. There are expect the unexpected as always with us.
Okay, this sounds cool and a little bit scary. Not scary because I might not like it, but because I don't know what to expect. Or maybe I already know, but I don't say. I can
That's
say.
a good thing that you don't know what to expect. I look forward to that. That
Yeah, because of
the
course,
people perceive it in
yeah, of course, if we can say that at least the explanation of the title of the album itself, The Wolf and the King, because I already read a little bit of the explanation, but of course I want to hear from you, because if I say myself, I'm just going to interview myself. Hi. So
you know this yeah, about this lyrical concept within alchemy that we're about becoming the refined version of yourself.
yeah,
Like through pain or through changes, if you will. Like that's probably the most usual thing that we see today, and the metaphorically the way we the way you approach it in terms of alchemy is in this example, well, where the king is devoured by the wolf. The wolf is dies in fire and again rises a king through the flames.
it's a little bit of empowering,
So
album, isn't it?
yes,
There's a little bit of empowerment.
I would say yes, in many ways, and so it's also our 8th album.
Yeah.
So you know, in terms of the 8th symbol in the eternity and the people and things coming to a full circle. There are many aspects that are thought about in the creation of this album. So I'm very excited to see how much it provokes, how much people love and hate it.
So let's put it that way. For the further interview, we have to book 1 hour to explain all the songs. I'm gonna make
absolutely.
But of course, like already, a lot of people, I mean, like I said, everyone knows the band, even my neighbor, because I play it in the night, literally. And I learned to Alexa how to pronounce the band. So, but as well, like I said, a lot of people, especially in Sicily, because I'm from Sicily, there's a lot of fans of the band. Yeah, here we are, the land of the black metal. Don't forget, Aleister Crowley has his house here. So we are the land of the occult somewhere. And let's say, but as well, there are around the world people that maybe are approaching for the first time to the band or whatsoever. But I wanted to ask you, they already asked you thousands of times about the name of the band, 1349. I know what does it mean, but just I wanted to hear just a simple answer, of course.
1349. That is the year when
perfect.
That's the year when the Black Plague came to Norway and wiped out 2/3 of the population or so. So it's a very dark era of Norway's history. And you know, the connection, then the association will be set for music that fits that scenery as per se.
That's really important. That's really as well kind of a little bit, because let's say that the Black Plague kind of was a little bit earlier than the famous Black Plague that invaded Europe, like in the 1700s, like 1000 in the 1600s, the huge Black Plague. So in Norway arrived, let's say, earlier. I mean, I think that was already there because there are proof, but the one that wiped out, the one that are in the books and wiped out, was earlier in Norway, I think, than in the rest of the EU, and then came down. Yeah, it was such a fucking fast event. and it's really, as well as let's say, in a kind of a symbolic way and an astral
True.
way. It's important to know, because that's like a change of literally of everything. Not only
Absolutely.
everything changes. I mean, the world was devastated by that. The darkness took away everything, and I really like how you pick up, because like I said, I'm an historian. I love history. That's perfect. It's the perfect combo. But just speaking about the actual project, so we have a single coming out around summer, autumn. Then we have the album. In the meantime, you are touring, playing some festival, summer festival, or just waiting for the release?
Oh, we have a couple of festivals that we've
Just a couple.
carried out. We did Copenhagen. We did, like Copenhagen in Denmark,
I love
which is a
the
big one that has been. Yes, it was very, very good. Also, we played last weekend in Austria, a festival there. We're playing Rockstadt in Romania in August.
Okay.
And then we embark on a huge European tour throughout the whole of October, together with Campfire and Avsky.
Okay, to promote the album.
So yes, and I think we also hit Italy. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna say.
There will be Brunello wine. There will be Amarone wines. There will be.
Open. And I'm gonna join. I'm gonna bring some cannoli or some limoncello from Sicily.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Tiramisu from Sicily is really nice.
You like tiramisu? I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna.
Absolutely.
I can prepare it in Milan, tiramisu, so it's fresh. It's not like stagnant from the airport. I'm gonna make it fresh.
No, sure.
Let me know how many you are, and I'm gonna prepare it. Don't worry. It
sounds very. I'll definitely pick you up on that offer. Thank you so much. That's very good.
It's a pleasure. Very cool. So we have a deal. It's an interview. We have a deal. We can't escape from that.
Absolutely.
Before ending, just in general, which could be the message from this upcoming album that you're gonna bring out?
Well, always strive to be the best of yourself. That was definitely it's not so hidden either. Like it's actually like pretty clear with this album, and there's something that we all work on every day, and it's harder in these times than ever before. It seems sometimes, it's from everything that surrounds us and the spheres that we are living in. It's getting it's creeping up on us and getting harder for every day that passes. But thus, it's even more important to stand your ground and know who you are, and definitely be the best of yourself that you can be. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful message for everyone, no matter where they live, who we are, the age, or whatsoever. It's always the best. And especially, like I said all the time, going to sleep always with one tip of gratitude about something. Even if the day was a shit day, very good. You were what made you happy today? Even just having a coffee. That could be that. Absolutely. It's easy. I can relate. Yeah. So really, I look forward to hear the album and be shocked. I will let you know my opinion about that, but I think I'm going to in a positive way. And it was really an honor interview you, really. And looking forward for the thank you so much tiramisu and the other interview, which kind of make rhyme, tiramisu and interview. The pleasure is definitely on my side there, and thank you for the interview too. Yeah, thank you as well, and see you on the road then. See you on the road. Absolutely. And have a beautiful evening, because I think it's midnight for you as well. Sure. So the now, night owls like you. So you see, we went throughout what day it was, the 17th, and now it's the 18th. We're a time traveler. You see? Exactly. Have a good rest of the night. We did it. Bye bye. Bye bye.